don't know if you guys should be talking so loud.
No, Lisa, it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation.
But we're fugitives. We should just lay low till we get to Seattle.
Hey, everybody, I found one! The government actually found someone we're looking for! Yeah, baby, yeah!
Welcome to The Bubble. The Bubble creates a virtual private network, and everything you view first passes through it. If it would offend or disgust, then the Bubble blocks it. Your bubble is personal to you. We take a snapshot of you, a copy of your instinctive reactions and preferences. The snapshot runs 1,000 times faster than your own brain, so don't worry. The bubble won't cause any difference to your browsing. Creating a snapshot is free and takes seconds. Just stop by any of our retail partners. The bubble can also monitor your snapshot for outrage and anger, or even just for being unsettled. And if you have children, now you can watch over their shoulder wherever they are. If you don't think they should see it, don't worry. They won't. Welcome to The Bubble.
Picture this scene. There's a 13-year-old kid living somewhere in America. He wants to learn more about the Jews and Israel because he's heard some things. Well, he types that in and he comes back, he finds a video called The Jewish Problem. This video basically shows footage of Nazis marching, white power, white supremacy, and spits a lot of lies about who the Jews are and what Israel is about. Well, this starts to shape his idea of all of this. And not only that, but YouTube is going to suggest to him hundreds of other videos that are just like this one. We need it to stop. My name is Mike Mintz. I'm here to tell you about an organization called They Can't. It was started right here in Israel, in the Judean desert, just 2 years ago. And in that short time, it's taken down more than 37,000 anti-Semitic videos and has closed more than 800 accounts of people trying to spread messages of hate. We need your support, because the only way that we can win this war against the anti-Semites and the anti-Israel people on YouTube is to join together and do something that is called crowd reporting. See, They Can't has a very large community of people from all over the world. It's run by a guy named Eliyahu Rott, and at the click of a button, when he finds these videos and things are reported, he'll mobilize a large army of people that are willing to report to YouTube that these videos should be taken down. And let me tell you a secret, it's working. But we need to do more. There's just 3 short weeks before Rosh Hashanah, and that's in September 16th of 2015. We want to do a very special campaign to see if we can really enlarge our base and make a real difference this year, to set us up to do even more work next year. And we want you to join this fight with us. So go ahead, click that donate button, and join us. I know that together we can fight anti-Semitism and anti-Israel videos on YouTube and make a real difference. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
letzte Parteitag der Bewegung geht zu Ende. Was für Millionen Deutsche, die außerhalb unserer Reihen stehen,
Manche sagen, aber mal sagen, dazu kann man ja nicht. מה שרואה עוד, וגם משהו שעדיין משאיר ליבו. אז הייתה משהו עם מה ידיעתו. הכנראה שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר כמה שעות בגיל עדיין ליבו.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah. A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
If you've heard about the Zika virus, then you may know how dangerous it can be. But we are going to look at 10 facts that you may not know about the Zika mosquito virus. Number 10. Transmission. Unlike Ebola, the Zika is an RNA virus that is related to the West Nile, yellow fever and dengue fever viruses. Number 9. Zika virus symptoms. Those showing any symptoms at all, having a small fever or rash. There have been reports of a few rare cases causing muscle and joint pain, headache, pain behind the eyes and conjunctivitis. However, these are thought to be rare. Number 8. Unborn babies. The Zika virus poses a serious threat to unborn children, with pregnant women who are infected often falling ill and giving birth to children that are suffering from microcephaly, which can cause brain damage and delays in speech, movement and growth. Unborns are currently by far the most at threat from the virus. Number 7. No vaccine. There is currently no vaccine for the Zika virus, however plans are being drawn up to develop some type of cure based on the rubella vaccine. It's currently unclear how far scientists are to making a cure for the virus. Number 2. Prevention. There are ways to try and prevent infection from the virus with insect repellents containing at least 20% DEET and other well-known repellents including oil of lemon eucalyptus or IR3535. And remember that mosquitoes are most active between the hours of dawn and dusk. Number 1. Preventing Zika long term. There have been ways suggested on how to control or even eradicate the virus, but by far the best way would be to control mosquito breeding.
That is so...
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested.
It's a bogeyman virus, the stuff of nightmares, hovering in the shadows of our imagination like a half-glimpsed spectre. Like most imagined horrors, though, reality is much more mundane.
So we thought we'd let you in on some information about what this virus actually is, and what it does. Ebola has been around since 1976, but the current Ebola outbreak is thought to have started in Guinea, West Africa, in December 2013, when a 2-year-old boy died of the virus. His mother, sister, and grandmother were later diagnosed with Ebola and died of the disease, after which the virus quickly spread through Guinea to Sierra Leone.
Humans suck as a host for Ebola. Because the virus didn't co-evolve with people, it's not well adapted to thriving in human populations. As well as having a tendency to kill its host, a bit of a design flaw there, Ebola isn't even transmitted efficiently, and so often doesn't manage to jump ship even when the host goes down.
The virus enters the body through mucous surfaces, such as the mouth, digestive tract, breaks in the skin, or even the inner surface of the eyelid. The virus is surrounded by small proteins that disguise it as a piece of debris. Cells of the immune system that are in charge of cleaning up debris take up the virus, thinking they are doing their job. But once inside, the virus removes its disguise. It starts taking over the cell's machinery and produces more pieces of virus, which get assembled and continue infecting as the cell dies. But that's not all. In addition to disguising itself to get into the cell, the Ebola virus also blocks the ability of the infected cell to tell other cells it's infected, disguising the infected cell as a healthy one. These infected cells, macrophages and dendritic cells, are the ones that are supposed to identify the virus and trigger an alarm to kill it. But their function has been subverted to the virus's commands. In this first stage of infection, Ebola builds up an army of viruses without much detection from the immune system. It's a terrible but very ingenious move. When enough virus is being produced, the body starts noticing that something is not quite right, and produces inflammatory molecules to alert other cells. But the virus has already done lots of damage to the immune system, and the inflammatory molecules damage tissues and cause fevers. Next, the virus infects cells that line blood vessels. As the cells die, blood vessels become compromised, and blood leaks out, causing internal bleeding. This gives the virus an opportunity to travel in the blood to other sites in the body, usually the liver, spleen, and digestive tract. There, it infects even more immune and blood vessel cells, which, in combination with the inflammation and damaged blood vessels, leads to loss of organ function, fevers, and blood pressure instability and shock.
Even though it's not well adapted to humans, it can cause tremendous harm if good practices aren't followed. Fortunately, though, in the cold light of day, it's not the spectre our imaginations might make it out to be.
Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but Wow. Yeah.
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already.
אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אבל יש להשתדל גם היום, בבשורות טובות. יש שמחה וטוב לבב. כדי שחסידים מקפידים שכל יימנעו לשמחה.
No amount of karaoke can make up for turning a blind eye to anti-Semitism. It's why I brought together internet companies and governments to tear down the poisonous propaganda that infects minds online. Today I want to announce how we are going even further. In response to the work of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, Britain will be adopting a formal definition of anti-Semitism.
The government is to adopt an official definition of anti-Semitism to help tackle hatred towards Jews.
Because we're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them, maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way. Somebody will say, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. These are foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We've got to maybe do something with the internet because they are recruiting by the thousands.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.